The sweet aromas of the apple fritter, cinnamon roll, and blueberry muffin are hard to resist. So making it home without reaching in your McDonald's bag is no easy task. But nothing worth doing is easy. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
At participating McDonald's.
Christopher Media, unregimented.
He can write a song. He knows how to write a pop hook. Man can write a song. Man, you can't deny him that.
He can work a DCG chord progression.
You're right. I cannot deny that what he wrote were songs.
Unregimented on iTunes and ChristopherMedia.net. Christopher Media, let's make some noise. Christopher Media, let's make some noise. From Asthmacore Studios near Detroit, Michigan, it's Unregimented.
Gangsters, what's up, guys?
Hey, it is another episode of Unregimented. I am Chris.
I'm Jay. I'm Aaron.
Thank you for listening, liking, and sharing Unregimented on Facebook, following us on Twitter at UnregimentedPod. Thanks for all of the new followers on Twitter, Unregimented. Appreciate it. You can subscribe to Unregimented on iTunes for free by clicking through the iTunes banner on ChristopherMedia.net. Android users, you can find the show on Stitcher Radio. If you like what we do and you would like to show your support for us, you can donate to Christopher Media by using the PayPal button on ChristopherMedia.net. Please click through the Amazon banner and bookmark the page. It won't cost you anything extra, and when you buy something, it will help to show your support for Christopher Media. Every Monday through Friday, you can check out a new episode of our Christopher Media show. Monday and Thursday, you get Unregimented. Tuesdays, you're going to get the Weedsman Podcast Nugget, which is the precursor for the big show on Fridays. Wednesdays, you have the Projection Booth. Check those guys out, projection-booth.com. A lot of buzz starting to circle those guys. Check them out. Even we were interviewing a podcaster from Canada a few weeks back, and he shouted them out. So they got reach. People like them. Check them out every Wednesday. Projection Booth, ChristopherMedia.net. If you're looking to launch your own website, please click through the HostGator banner at ChristopherMedia.net. That's who we use to host all of the Christopher Media shows, and when you sign up for HostGator by clicking through our link, you're helping to support ChristopherMedia.net. DraftKings.com, daily fantasy sports leagues, no season-long commitments. You can enter free or paid contests and win your share of over $200 million in prizes. Football's done, but we got basketball. There's even fantasy MMA now. Still curious on how that works. And baseball season coming up. I know about a month here, baseball drafts are going to be starting, but if it's sports, they got it on DraftKings.com. There's fantasy something. When you click through the DraftKings banner at ChristopherMedia.net, you will get a free first-time deposit bonus when you sign up for DraftKings.com. You saw that thing I sent you guys yesterday about that restaurant in San Francisco?
That's fucking ridiculous, dude. That's what that brings me right back to the point of
actually,
like,
I forgot to read it.
Oh, okay.
Catch me up on this. What's the restaurant doing?
You go ahead, Chris.
They're charging $1.25 per customer so they can give all of their employees benefits, like even people who work part-time, which I admire the spirit. But the article ends.
Listen to this.
Okay.
The article ends with the woman talking about she has the highest profit margin of any restaurant in San Francisco.
Four times.
Yeah. So
4 times your profit margin.
We're deferring back to my argument of people apparently won't take a pay cut to give their people, or I should say they won't take a cut to their profit margin to provide a better working environment for their employees. I mean, that's just, it's just going to happen on a larger scale.
It certainly illustrates your point beautifully that anytime that you want to give more money to the worker, it comes out of the worker's pocket in the end because that's who's going to pay for that pay increase, that benefit.
Why not take 2 or 3 times the average profit amount of a San Francisco restaurant and pay them all out of your pocket?
So you're driving a Maserati, not a fucking Ferrari. Give me a break.
So every customer, it was just like added on to every bill, or like
Yep.
Okay.
It actually it says it right on the menu. $1.25 per customer surcharge.
Or did they interview any customers? I wonder how they feel about it.
They're packed all the time. People think it's a fucking great idea. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, she's helping all her employees. Oh, it's a great place. And the thing I was going to type in, and I want to talk about this, was the dishwasher has been at that restaurant for 20 fucking years washing dishes. Yeah. What's wrong with that? How do you work someplace for 20 fucking years just washing dishes? Like, you're not a line cook or you're not a prep or something like that. I mean, come the fuck on.
That speaks to that person's motivation.
Come on, man. You don't deserve a fucking job then.
Oh, easy.
I know.
Maybe
No, it's good for the guy.
Retarded.
No, I know. It's just, that's
you gotta be disabled in some way.
Let me come back on that. I'm really glad that he has a job, that he's not on fucking welfare, and he has health insurance, that he's not on fucking Medicare.
But yeah, my first two jobs were washing dishes when I was 13 and 14. And
but that was 20. That wasn't 20 fucking years ago.
You didn't make it your career either.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
so either he doesn't want to move up or he's not good enough to move up. And that's, to me, just as a former manager of people, those are both bad omens, so to speak.
But he washes good dish.
I guess so. He had 20 years of practice.
20 fucking years washing dishes.
I'm sure the owner's glad that she doesn't have to interview dishwashing candidates. Those are the worst.
Dude, I would have eaten a bullet about year 6, but that's just me.
Yeah, well,
who's the judge? Maybe it's like meditation for him.
I shouldn't have gone ragging on him because the guy's got a job. He's been there 20 years. Fucking whatever.
Or next week there's going to be a story about him stabbing everybody in the place with a fork. This goes nuts.
I don't know. Just if you've been in a position like that for 20 years, maybe it's time to look in the mirror. That's always been my philosophy.
Yeah, well, like Aaron said, maybe he's mentally handicapped.
But it reminds me of like when you hear about all the fast food protests, and you keep hearing the same story of I've been here for 6 years without a raise. Well,
what the fuck are you doing there?
Yeah, it's trying to tell you something.
For starters, if you haven't gotten a raise in 6 years, look in the mirror. Second of all, you go without giving me a raise for like a year. I'm looking for something else. Well, come on, and that's just me.
Yeah, I got a raise and I'm looking for something else.
Most restaurants, fast food places, they want to move people up. Mm-hmm. They need to move people up.
It's cheaper to keep them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not that hard if you know what you're doing and you got a head on your shoulders to be a manager of a McDonald's if that's what you want. But you work there for 6 years and not get off flipping burgers.
Dude, that's going to be a hard fucking job, dude.
I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't fucking take it.
That.
You want to talk about taking shit from both ends and the customer. Yeah. Like, you got people underneath you hate you. You got your bosses on you constantly, and then you got the customers are eyeballing you the worst. If they're waiting in line and they see you walking by with a baseball cap, they're like, "Oh, that fucker."
I used to be the manager of a fast food restaurant.
This is Matlock.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, if you had brains and motivation, you did not stay in that crew uniform for long. So, I mean, that's...
I never worked there. The closest I worked to fast foods was washing dishes at Sbarro's, man, and that fucking lasted about 3 months. When they told me I couldn't play my radio anymore, I quit. I fucking quit, dude. I threw my fucking apron down.
Quitting jobs over that shit.
Threw my apron down, said, "Kiss my ass," and walked out the door.
That's what you just did. The only thing
grabbed my tape out of the fucking cassette player and walked out.
Give me my copy of Kill 'Em All.
Yeah, no, it was Walk Among Us by the Misfits.
There you go.
Me and Scott both worked that place.
But you're making my point, man. When you find a good person in that industry, you fucking hold on to them. You stick your claws into them. You try to move them up the ladder.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because guys that act like Jay did when he was 15 are more the norm, you know?
Yep. When I was 15.
Well, fuck this place.
Then I started doing heating and cooling. Like 5 days later, I had a job in HVAC.
Yeah, I've never gone back. I have not worked a restaurant job since my teenage years, and I will never, ever.
I wanted to be a cook until I was a busboy at a restaurant. And then I was like, fuck that, I'm not being a cook. I fucking hate being in the kitchen, man. Slipping and sliding all over the place. Yeah. This sucks.
Well, that's just poor safety on the part of your kitchen.
Dude, the first place I worked at, I was washing dishes back there, and the place would flood regularly. I'm doing dishes, and I'm up to my ankles in filthy water. I walked out of that place.
Yep.
I went up and found the boss, and I told him, I'm leaving, the dishes aren't done, and you know why. Goodbye.
You know what? Honestly, I have to tell you, Sbarro's, they had really good... we deck scrubbed all the fucking floors every night.
Yeah.
Deck scrub.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy. It was like a 2-hour process. Every night was deck scrubbing.
I've been in stores the last 2 or 3 weeks. I will not fucking eat there.
Yeah.
Like, I straight up told a guy 2 days ago, like, hey, I mystery shopped you and I ate it. and now I'm having second thoughts about it looking at the condition of your dishes.
Damn.
Well, yeah, like it's fucking. And what I have to wonder New York has letter grades for their health departments, and you have to post them in all the windows. Right. That store had an A. What the fuck does it take to get a B? Like I've been in stores where it looks like
driving them $500.
I've been in places where it looks like they're just rinsing off the dishes. Like there's film all over them. There's mold on shit. Like the walls are all dirty. And I'm sitting there like, and then the health department was there like a month ago. Gave him an A. I said, what does it take to get a fucking B? Do you have to have a visible rat's nest in the lobby, or
if you have to weigh the food down with rocks so the cockroaches don't carry it away?
I know, right? Just disgusting.
You can edit out the Sbarro's part too if you want.
Oh, they're out of business, Jay. I don't think it matters.
Are they really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
A couple years ago.
Oh wow.
There's a few left, but they're all like independently owned. But as far as like,
I always liked their pizza, man. I always dug their fucking big ass slice of pizza.
I did not, but I am not a fan of the thin round pizza, which I'm in the wrong city for that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, our thin and their thin is way different.
Yeah, but Sbarro's is like New York based, New York type pizza. Maybe it's we grew up too close to Chicago, but I'm a deep dish fan.
Yeah, well, I think we got a good mix between, our round thin crust is still way better than like New York's round thin crust. It's still thicker,
Mm-hmm. But I think we're spoiled too, just as far as Detroit. Look at
we got the best fucking
Jets,
pizza, dude.
Buddies, Domino's, Little Caesars.
Buscemi's back in the day, not so much anymore.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's because I think the family sold it.
Papa Romano's. Oh yeah. My buddy
Papa John's is from Texas, but think about all of the chains that are based out of Detroit.
Yeah,
I think that's what kind of spoiled us.
Yeah, I agree. My buddy had that bacon wrap pizza the other day. He said it was fucking amazing.
But have you guys heard this story? I heard the story on NPR today, and I think I'm just going to play it for you because it's fairly short. But have you heard of what's going on in Oklahoma? There's in Oklahoma, we're supposed to have an advanced placement history class, and some people took exception to the curriculum and.
Why?
And put in legislation to prevent funding for this AP class.
In Oklahoma, state lawmakers are debating a bill that would stop the teaching of advanced placement courses in U.S. history. Here's why. Some believe the high school classes focus too much on what is, quote, bad about America. The bill easily passed through a House committee there this week. Rachel Hubbard of member station KOSU reports.
Since Monday, Christine Custrid has had a flood of students stop by her classroom at Edmond Memorial High School near Oklahoma City. She teaches history, and her students are worried.
I'm so sorry that all this is happening to you.
It's gonna not. You know what? Ultimately, it's not gonna affect me at the school. They're so committed to AP, but it's so alarming. And I know
those concerned conversations are about a bill moving through the Oklahoma legislature. It's gotten a lot of attention since it passed out of committee on Monday. But how controversial can AP history be? Well, apparently, that depends on who you ask. Dan Fisher is a Republican state legislator who introduced the Oklahoma bill. He says he did so after he heard from a number of teachers who were concerned about a new AP curriculum that went into effect this year.
In the new framework, little, if anything, is even emphasized about the Declaration of Independence or the Constitution.
Because it's an AP
or
class.
Our War of Independence.
Covered that in grade school.
The founders are hardly even mentioned. In fact, there's one sentence out of George Washington's farewell address, and it's basically spun negatively.
Fisher says he wrote the bill because he's concerned students would leave school with major gaps in their knowledge and possibly a jaded perspective about the country.
So this Fisher guy,
I'm sorry.
There's something I read somewhere else that this guy is part of this group. I think it's called like the Black Row group or something like that.
Okay.
That they're basically for putting God back into our politics,
I was waiting for that one.
Like it should be.
Right.
And part of their beef with this actually was that there was this false sense of separation of church and state that was being taught. I mean, the one. How can it be right there in print and they still say that it's false?
I went through this when I first went to college, and it's still fucking going on.
Yeah.
I'm not paying for your fucking opinion we're paying to learn shit. We're paying to learn facts. All right. Like at what point did teachers start getting all self-righteous? And you know what?
At the point when so many fucking parents stopped giving a fuck.
This is politicians stepping in, though, and deciding what the curriculum should be based on their personal beliefs.
But it's the same thing. It's like we're not in school to learn your personal beliefs. We're in school to fucking learn the facts.
Oh, it's a public high school.
Yeah, it's a public high school.
Oh, that's why.
Right, but either side could take your argument, though.
Yeah.
Because they could say, well, this is just because the teachers and the whoever decides the curriculum in the schools, that it's their opinion that there should be a separation of church and state, even though it was the founding fathers' opinion as well.
How about just fucking leave that part out?
In the Constitution.
Don't even talk about it. If they're not really talking
about religion at all.
If they're not really, no, I'm talking about in the AP history class. Yeah. Right? He just said they're not even talking about the Constitution or the Bill of Rights, and they're barely talking about the founding fathers. Right. It's like, well, then we don't have to talk about separation of church and state. Let's talk about the history of the United States.
Right.
You could have have a week on religion and the creation of the United States. It'd be really
right. But if God isn't in the discussion, then you're portraying America as an atheist state. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's involve religion in politics. That's working out so well right now in Iraq.
There's a little bit more in here. Maybe we get some more information.
History teacher Christine Custrid consults for the College Board, which writes the AP curriculum. She also helps other teachers implement the course.
The biggest difference was this revision came in an attempt to have teachers stop chasing trivia.
Now, she says the outline is divided into 9 periods of history, and local teachers can choose what documents to teach. The new curriculum is 140 pages long. It doesn't mandate the discussion of all U.S. history, and Custrid says that's okay, because to talk about civil rights in the Deep South means you also have to discuss with students the Declaration of Independence.
In most places in the world, you'll be hauled off by some sort of Gestapo if you criticize the country and or government. And that is exceptional that we can do that.
The Oklahoma bill would force the State Department of Education to examine the AP curriculum. If it doesn't meet state standards, funding would be removed. In its place, lawmakers would put in a newly designed state program. Fisher says it's early in the legislative process, and he welcomes the debate.
But to mischaracterize it as an attempt to do away with the AP program and we want to jerk the funding, it's just not honest.
What's happening
never mind him, because he's
going over basics is not advanced placement. That's what AP stands for.
Yeah, man.
But this is okay. We elect people to decide the curriculum, and then we elect these other people to make laws. There shouldn't be an overlap there, right? If the people themselves are dissatisfied with the curriculum, they will vote in the right people who will present the curriculum that the community believes. And that's fine. That's how democracy works. But having politicians make it their personal vendetta to correct curriculum for all the kids in the state that want to place an AP, which is going to be all of your smart ones, that's ridiculous.
Which tend to turn out atheist or agnostic anyways.
Right, yeah. They tend to be more...
Hey now, it's Oklahoma. It might not be that many. See what I did there?
Oklahoma.
But the thing is those kids already have, let's say they already have a solid faith-based family, right?
Yeah.
So why can't, those kids are smart, they're in fucking AP. They're going to be smart enough to kind of pick and choose what they're going to take out of that class.
Well, it's like, some of these kids in Oklahoma probably have a religious foundation from their families or whatever. They have their beliefs, and they're going to go into the sciences.
Right.
And it's not going to hinder them.
No.
Because they're smart enough to hold two separate thoughts in their head at the same time. And understand that there are conflicts and things that don't quite overlap between the two worlds, but still that doesn't cloud their judgment and say, I got to find where God is in this piece of DNA.
Where's the God gene?
Hey, at least they're getting AP classes. I had a high school principal who said he didn't want to offer AP classes because he didn't want to have the students who weren't smart enough to be in them feel bad.
Everybody gets a trophy.
Dude, I swear to God, there was like a group of us that went to the principal and we're like, hey, we're going to college. How about some AP classes? And that literally was like, that was pretty much the answer we were given. To paraphrase, we don't want to make the dumb kids feel dumb. Well, so you hold back the smart kids? So it's our fault?
That sounds more like communism, actually. You hold down your more successful people to the level of the commoners.
Yeah, well, I realized a few things about my high school upon graduation when they told us 25% of you are going on to college. That's the highest percentage of any graduating class in Clintondale history. So I went, I have a feeling this may not be a higher institute of learning. Hey, so did you either of you catch that SNL 40?
It's part of it.
I caught a little bit here and there.
73 seconds of fucking Eddie Murphy, and he doesn't even do a skit. It's like, what the fuck?
I didn't even, he was just there to get applause.
Well, most of it was him getting applause, and then he said, let's give it up for the rest of the cast of SNL, and they cut the commercial. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? It's like 60 seconds of applause, basically.
They're replaying it on Friday. I know, because you asked me to record it, but I didn't get home until 9. I already missed an hour of it, so I was like, I saw they're replaying it, so I can hit that one. I also miss, and I know I can find it, but I missed the Stevie Wonder thing.
Yeah, I was hoping you recorded that.
I totally zoned out, but we'll find it.
I was watching clips of it on YouTube, and I'll tell you, I was impressed with Lady Gaga. I hate to say it.
Dude,
she's impressed me before.
You want to know something?
She's got pipes.
But I mean, she did a note-for-note version of that of "I Wish." That's one of my favorite Stevie Wonder songs.
She's a fucking professional, dude. She is totally. You should play that clip then.
And she did not do the Lady Gaga version. She did the Stevie Wonder version.
All right, who did I see? I saw her. She came on stage.
And she looked normal, too.
Well, she came on stage. I can't remember what show it was. It was like a award show, I guess my wife was watching. That's how much I give a shit. But Lady Gaga came on. Or no. Miley Cyrus came on first. And I was like, oh, God, this is fucking horrendous. And then Lady Gaga comes on, and I'm like, you know what? Miley Cyrus needs to take fucking notes. Because that's a hack to a professional. That's fucking Miley Cyrus riding on her daddy's coattail and money and made her.
Miley Cyrus is pretty much Britney Spears 20 years later, manufactured pop star. Yeah. You can't sing, don't worry about it. We got auto-tune.
But at least fucking Britney Spears was hot.
Ha! True.
I mean, Miley's fucking disgusting, man.
Yeah, yep. There you go, Aaron. Someone's on my side now.
I would not call her disgusting. I don't fantasize about her, but if she was like, "Hey, you want to fuck?" I'd be like, "Yeah."
Have you seen the
fucking looks like a dude?
The topless photos of her on the beach?
No.
It's like fucking. It's like flapjacks, dude. Just pancakes sitting there. Yeah, well, you gotta have a little something. You can't have just skin flaps for kitties. Yeah, just fucking skin flaps.
It's like, bitch, you smoke all that pot, eat a couple sandwiches.
Yeah, no shit.
But so I caught a little bit of the SNL thing, and I'm going to watch the whole thing. I'm looking forward to it. But I did just happened to catch exactly what I wanted to, which I knew they were going to rehash the Jeopardy sketch.
Oh, nice.
It is totally classic.
I'll take the rapist.
It had him on it. What's the actor that he's?
Will Ferrell?
Will Ferrell played out.
Was it the one that they played on the Corolla show with Burt Reynolds and Sean Connery?
Yeah.
It was Sean. No, it wasn't the one they played on. They played an old one. It was Sean Connery. It was Alec Baldwin playing what's the singer's name?
Tony Bennett.
Tony Bennett. And I forgot who. Oh, it was Justin Bieber. And then he was replaced by Christoph Waltz. The guy who did Christoph Waltz was amazing. And then what was the other one that you'd said already? Tom Selleck. Like he drives up afterwards. Like he's got his own podium with horns on it. He's got the big cowboy hat, and he drives it up. He's like, "Sorry, I'm late. My podium was in the shop."
Nice.
But dude, Alec Baldwin doing Tony Bennett fucking kills me. He is so good at it.
Man, I'm really gonna try to get to that live podcast. I'll be in New Jersey when that's going on, but supposedly Alec Baldwin's gonna be at one of them.
Right, you might catch the one with Alec Baldwin, huh?
Well, I think I'm just gonna take the hit, plop down the $75 and see the live podcast and Road Hard. But we'll see.
Oh, you get to see the premiere too.
Well, it's two different shows.
Right.
But I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, but it's not premiering out here. It's
Nope.
not showing in Detroit anywhere yet. It's going to show first in New York and LA probably. But I do have that Lady Gaga thing.
Dude, play it. It's fucking badass.
Yeah, I was allowed to touch it.
Dude, she wails on this.
I heard Beyonce.
Like, if her regular music had this much soul, I'd be a fan.
Yeah, it's like Stevie Wonder, dude.
Why can't everyone write songs like Stevie Wonder?
No, but I mean, listen to how she's singing. She doesn't sing like that in her show.
Yeah, actually, so good. You gotta listen to not the radio.
Can't get past the thump. Well, we don't have video. We just have audio. But there's a picture behind the Thunder Road. Do you see them?
Yep.
Fucking this thing all up.
We get the point. I gotta check that out.
Yeah, I hope they replay it.
I mean, we'll find it somewhere.
Yeah, it's true. It's
YouTube, baby.
Right. 2015, hey.
Yeah, they were actually just talking about YouTube today on NPR on my way over here.
Yeah?
I listened to it, yeah. How, like, Google bought them in 2000 and... They're 10 years old this year, by the way. They bought them in 2007, 6, 7, 8.
I thought it was 2008.
It was 2008 for $1.6 billion.
Yeah.
And, like, yeah. It's...
I guess it's worth 10 times that now.
Well, they did. That's the thing is the guy that was doing the interview was like, well, I heard that they only bring in $1.3 billion in advertising revenue every year.
Only.
Well, for Google, that's a drop in a bucket. I mean, that's nothing, man.
Yeah, but if you go on ROI, they made it back in the first year.
Well, that's the thing is the guy who he was interviewing comes back and goes, I don't know where you got your figures from because YouTube and Google don't drop what they make in advertising revenue.
Right,
ever.
that's not public.
No, it's not public. Mm-hmm. And he's like, well, I got it from such and such a house that averages or whatever. And the guy's like, yeah, well, they always make mistakes. He goes, it's probably higher to 5.9 to 7 to 9 billion, somewhere in that range. So from 5 to 9 billion in advertising revenue, and that's just a guesstimate. So, but yeah, they were talking yeah. Well, they were talking about how many billions of people actually use YouTube.
Oh, for sure.
Well, that's the thing. It became the standard so quickly. Yeah. That's why Google bought it. They were like, this is the Google of videos.
Video, yeah.
How can we not buy this?
And for people like radio producers or podcast producers, you know how much work that saves you using YouTube?
Oh, God.
Well, they were talking about there's this 19-year-old girl who has basically she just does makeup, hair, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
About her normal life, and just
the shit my daughter watches.
8-point-some-odd million subscribers. That's subscribers. That's not viewers. That's subscribers.
1% of those are beating off, unfortunately, but yeah.
That's a low figure, man.
It's a 19-year-old
giving
girl.
Your population some credit.
It's a 19-year-old girl doing her hair. There's plenty of...
19?
Yeah,
okay,
19. Yeah, 19.
So probably up to about 10%.
Now I'm the sick one because I was thinking younger. So my daughter, I think I had that in my head because all these videos that my daughter watches, she watches girls like her age and up. She's like
right.
8.
Mine does that too. She, like when they make the rubber band wristbands and shit.
Yeah.
And I felt like a dirty fucking pedophile because my daughter was having a hard time making the wristband. Right? So I'm sitting here watching like a girl's probably 14, but all you see is her hands, and I'm like, if somebody walked in the room right now and saw me because I, got all these rubber bands all over the place.
Your wife walks in, that's an awkward conversation.
Well, my wife saw it, but I mean, it's funny because it'd be like, okay, the last
web. Showed me how to make a cock ring. Is that what you think?
And it's funny because I was actually making a ring. I didn't think about the cock ring. Thanks, Aaron. I'll just have to make it a little smaller next time.
A little cinch on it.
Yeah.
So you went the wrong way, Jay. Should have been. I had to make it a little bigger next time.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't want to brag, so.
No, but YouTube is my 10-year-old nephew, soon to be 11, an ex-girlfriend of mine, her son. All they do is watch walkthroughs of video games on YouTube.
You know what? One of my favorite.
Does that too? Minecraft.
And these things have millions of views.
Yeah, my favorite thing to hear from my daughter. I mean, I know it's kind of weird. One of my favorites. She's like, "Can I go on YouTube?" And I like the fact that she's asking to go on YouTube.
It's all over. My kids got their own iPads.
Well, my kids do too. My kids do too. Yeah, I actually have the kid tube.
But they still have to ask you.
Yeah, they have to ask me. Yeah. Well, can I download an app? It's her fucking iPad. Right. Can I download this app, Dad? Let me take a look at it. There was one app, man, that it bummed her out. We were playing the free version of it, and there was this it was a kids game. My Singing Monsters.
Yeah.
Kids game. I played it too because we played kids visit each other's town, whatever. And there was this really super freaking graphic zombie killing advertisement popped up, and my daughter was like, because I don't expose my kids to that. My kids don't. Yeah. My kids do not watch me even play Battlefield.
Are you eating a tin of pears? What's going on over there?
A tin of pears.
Oh, me?
You got some sardines over there? I'm hearing a lot of tin metallic noises.
Oh, I'm breaking down the mic setup. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he's that bored of this conversation.
So, no, I'm multitasking.
No, so it was just so I had to not let her play that game anymore, and I actually wrote the company. I wrote them an email, and I don't ever do that. And I got no response. That's kind of fucked up. This is a kid's game. Why are you you need to pick your demographic? When you're advertising, you just don't spew advertisements like that out. I ended up not letting her play it anymore, and she was really fucking bummed out. So bummed out to the point to where I actually bought an iTunes card and freaking bought her the game, so there was no advertisements anymore. That's how they get you.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder how many of those advertisements aren't actually even placed by humans or just based off of algorithms and shit.
I'm sure it is, but the algorithm of this is a fucking kids game. I don't need headshots in the middle of a kids game. Because that's what it was. Is in the middle of the game, you'd be playing a game, and if you change screen, scene, or something,
between levels, they'll throw you an ad at you.
Well, it'd be let's say you went to view somebody else's town. Well, during the load time, it would actually just play an advertisement video, and it's well, fuck, I don't mind you throwing advertisements at my kids like that, that's corporate America. That's natural,
Right.
I mean, I can't say don't.
Yeah, but I've been playing the hell out of this stupid Sonic Drift game, this racing game, and I'm not paying them the buck to get rid of the advertisements. I just cancel them when they pop up. All been stuff on the same level.
Right.
Family-friendly games,
I'm cool with
games, shit like that.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
And it's
the only thing I'm thinking is maybe it keyed on the word monster as far as the algorithm goes.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm not trying to defend them.
No. I get it. I see where you're putting logic into it. I get it.
Yeah.
I saw where it was and why it would happen because monsters.
Mm-hmm.
But there's nothing violent about it. It's literally you have to make these monsters that sing.
Oh, please. There's nothing anywhere that uses the word monster that actually refers to anything scary anymore.
No.
If it has the word monster in it, movie, book, game, TV show, anything, toy, it's all goofy shit.
Yeah. Remember when dragons were scary?
That before everybody started writing them everywhere.
Yeah, no shit.
It's my high school mascot.
That was before vampires twinkled.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was dating a girl.
Who was I ragging on about watching that movie and liking it? Was it you?
No,
that was Mike.
That was Mike. That's
yeah.
Right. It's like the fucking vampires don't twinkle.
No, ex-wife read the books and enjoyed them, but understood that it was pulp trash.
Yeah.
And we watched like half of the first movie, and she's like, "This is bullshit. I can't do this anymore." And then I ended up, by the time the third movie was out, I was divorced and seeing this chick, and her and her friend were way into it. And we were it was in the middle of a camping trip, and we had gone to visit her friend who lived nearby, and it was her birthday, and so we kind of had to. It's not like I had anything else to do. What was I going to do, wander this small little town all by myself?
You're going to be where your vagina is.
I was biting my tongue so hard throughout the whole thing. I think this is about where they started turning into crystal when they like shatter.
I have no idea. Never seen the movie, so
large animated wolves biting the heads off of vampires, and their bodies would turn into crystal and shatter.
That's cute.
Yeah,
that's super gay.
Yeah.
I was probably asleep when that happened. I started watching all 3 movies with an ex-girlfriend. I only think I made it through the first one. I think the other 2 I just fell asleep. Like, yeah, whatever. You're not going to blow me. I'm going to sleep.
You can watch the movie while you're blowing me.
Well, I thought we were watching a movie, like in quotations, watching a movie. You're actually watching this movie. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Well, wake me up when it's over.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, when you want some, wake me up.
Yeah.
Just wake me up with your dick in my mouth. Or with your...
I'm going to sleep. Have you seen me?
Yeah. Just put my dick in your mouth and wake me up. Edit that part out, would you please, buddy pal?
Oh, I might use that as a drop.
Drop. Great.
Oh, so what else could we talk about?
I don't know. Lots of terrorism and shit going on.
Oh yeah, did you see that mass beheading?
No, I did not see it.
Well, I mean, you heard about it, so that makes...
I definitely heard about it. I don't want to see it.
So who is that now? That's Jordan, Japan, and who was that mass beheading? What was it? No, it wasn't Syria, was it? Or were that was the latest one, the mass beheadings. I'm trying to think. Yeah, it's Egypt.
Christians.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got both middle fingers up saying, fuck the world.
So, I mean, does anyone else see a global conflict coming?
Well,
I mean, I already know 3 countries who'd be with us.
Canada.
Well, Japan, Jordan, and Egypt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely...
Jordan put some smack down.
They're reducing the number of countries that they can operate out of.
Yeah.
And soon, a conflict, I'm sure there will be a lot of conflict. There'll be attempts to stifle this terrorism with violence like we always do. But eventually it's just going to be the fact that they're all kind of forced into one place. But that's when you actually have the potential of violence solving something. Because they're all over the place still.
Well, I mean, I know Jordan and Egypt's reaction have been, "Oh, really? Fuck you." I mean, they've responded immediately with airstrikes, whereas we're trying to be all politically correct about it and shit. Like, I don't know. I think we're back to what I talked about with, all right, you take out 1, we take out 2. You take out 2, we take out 4.
It's not about being politically correct. I think part of this, the goal was always to have the Middle East police itself.
Mm-hmm. So
I think this is more standing back and saying, okay, what are Jordan and Syria and Egypt going to do about this? Let's see if they, because certainly us going in there and trying to rule things didn't work out so well.
Well, we should have never left, but that's just my opinion. I mean, for God's sakes, we still have a military presence in Germany.
I'll go so far as to say we shouldn't have gone in, but you're right. Once we got in, we should have known that we weren't going to leave.
We're still keeping an eye on Germany. Fucking 60 years later, we're still over there, And we left Iraq because that's what everybody wanted. It was the public sentiment, so to speak.
Well, it wasn't going anywhere either.
Yeah, but I mean, it seemed a lot better with us there than without us at this point. Look at using hindsight on it.
But there's no end game to that scenario either. You have the U.S. and Iraq forever keeping things stable.
And this might sound like an unpopular opinion too, but also using hindsight, maybe we shouldn't have taken out Saddam. Maybe he was keeping these crazy ass people in check. Yes,
but
no,
I mean,
maybe.
like, getting rid of one genocidal maniac and replacing him with another one is not the answer, and that's kind of what happened.
Yeah, but also it's kind of hard to take away the few good things that became of the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. Like, you got rid of a dictator. Like, you take that away, what do you have left? Nothing really.
Well, but now it's turned into mob rule. I mean, that's the thing is ISIS is where all the Chaldeans are, and it's not going over so well. In northern Iraq, that's where Chaldeans are from. It's generally Christian, and they're trying to form that Muslim state or whatever. Shit they talked about in the fall, and we're seeing how that's going, and it's not going well.
You can't police the world. Forever.
Yeah.
That's why I say lock the fucking borders down, baby. Easy to get out, very hard to get in.
Yeah, this ISIS thing, I don't see it ending well for anybody.
No, that's the thing, man. Is it's so I did hear Anonymous fucking hack like every fucking ISIS-based login for any type of social media that they could possibly find.
Okay, what's that done?
Well, it made it paused, like it made them have to redo their accounts. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, well, anything like this Anonymous group has done. What have they really done? You've hacked a bunch of stuff. Shit. You've hacked a bunch of stuff that people got around in a week.
Yeah, but it's the fact of the matter is we're talking about it right now. So at least somebody's fucking doing something to say fuck corporate America kind of a thing.
But I mean, they're not. My whole thing is they're not doing something.
No, they're not. They're just like, oh, look at me.
Yeah, it's like social media activism again.
Right.
Hey, look what we did. Okay, got around that in a week. Next, I remember what was their first thing? They were gonna shut down and cripple the Cleveland Police Department. Yeah, that never happened.
Wait, who was ISIS?
No, Anonymous.
Let's stop talking about them because they're gonna hack the fuck out of you. You think your computer works like shit now?
Yeah, well, apparently I'll get around it in a week.
No, dude, because you haven't even got around to a fucking Apple blip in a week.
Hey, to be fair, we're going on 3 weeks. All right.
Okay, well there you go.
Okay, Vanilla Ice arrested on suspicion of Florida burglary.
Really? Come on.
Didn't hold on to that fucking what was that show? Yeah. What was that reality show he did with Ron Jeremy?
Oh yeah.
And
what did he do? Like Big Brother or something?
Yeah, it was on VH1. I forget what it was. That's how memorable it was. But you didn't hold on to that money that long there, Robbie Van Winkle.
Yeah. So apparently he stole items from his neighbor's yard.
The surreal life. That's what it was.
Including. He took furniture and bicycles, and they found the items in his home. It was I'm imagining like Homer Simpson and Ned Flanders scenario here.
Somebody's neighbors don't like him.
Like every time they show Homer's garage, there's at least one thing labeled with like Flanders on it. With the lawnmower, it'll be mowing his lawn. It's his Flanders name on it.
And then Flanders asks for it back, and then Homer's like, "Oh, I'm still using it."
Yeah, I guess 15 million copies of Ice Ice Baby don't stretch that long.
I know, right?
Not and you're spending money like a rapper. I went to a big ass house today, right on the lake. This doctor's house.
Big ass house.
A big ass house.
Was it like?
Put it this way: we had to go through the country club to get to the house.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, fancy.
And coming out of it, there was this weird intersection that spits you out into traffic, and my supervisor is like, well, this is dangerous. I wouldn't want to live here. I'm like, I would. I'd put up with it. Have you seen those houses over by the lake?
Yeah.
Did you see that view?
Was Sir Mix-a-Lot sitting on top of it? We said it's a big-ass house, so I figured Sir Mix-a-Lot would be standing on top of it.
Did you guys see this? I sent it to you in our little messenger group. The Facebook legacy contact will run your profile after you die.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've known about that.
Yeah, it allows people to cancel your account, too.
What do you mean?
If you die, a loved one can log in.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah. How about you just give your wife her password?
No. Bad idea.
Well, that's why you have the other Facebook account.
Stop it, Facebook.
Okay. Since I'm going to change the subject from that. I don't want to talk about them. No, so there's this deal going on right now in the legislature or whatever the fuck. It has to go across the president's desk, but it's about national reciprocity. So basically, anybody, if you're in any state, like with a concealed carry permit.
Oh, I saw that.
It'll be just like a driver's license. So that means since I have a concealed carry permit, I can drive anywhere in the United States with my gun and legally concealed carry it.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
Well, I guess the question here is, do all states have the same type of training and regulation of this thing?
No.
Oh, Aaron, we are on the same page.
No.
That's my same question.
Right. So, like, I know that Michigan's got a pretty good system going, but if somebody else gets approved out of state in some flimsy system where they paid $50 and took an 8-question test, now they're coming into our state.
I know.
with concealed weapons.
So there's the flaw, right?
Right.
Well, Michigan has the highest amount of reciprocity anyways. So, like, pretty much if you've got a CPL in any state, we pretty much accept it.
Just like the medical marijuana cards.
Okay, so it was already like that.
Well, here, yeah, go ahead. Here, yeah, it's like that. Now, here's the problem. Okay, I have a CPL.
Right.
Let's say I want to drive to Wisconsin. Let's say in Wisconsin my CPL is recognized, but Illinois it's not. Like,
right. So how do you get to Wisconsin?
Right.
You ship it FedEx.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
Well, you have that. Well, I mean, that's
put it in a lockbox and put it in a FedEx box.
Right. So here's the problem: is okay. It's not that big of a deal. You put in your trunk, unloaded, separate your ammunition from your weapon. Okay, that's how you would transport it through Illinois. All right.
Okay.
But the problem is let's say I want to go in and have something to eat.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and for sake of argument, it's not a gun-free location. Okay.
Right.
But it's Illinois, so every restaurant basically is gun-free. I can't carry my gun with me. So let's say I go in and have something to eat. Now my gun's in the car, in a locked box, whatever, in the trunk. Somebody breaks in my fucking car and steals my fucking lockbox out of the car.
Right.
Now I'm responsible for what happens to that weapon.
That's right, yeah.
That turns me basically into a felon.
Right.
So I'm for it, but I just was curious, because like what happened, there was a lady who was driving, she had a CPL. She was literally just on the road driving as a mother. She was a mother of like 3 kids.
Yeah.
And she was carrying her firearms on the road, whatever, pulled through a state that she wasn't allowed to carry in, but she was just driving through.
Right.
You know what I mean? Got pulled over, she's facing 10 years.
Jesus.
Yeah.
10 years.
10 fucking years.
I think another thing that needs to come into play too, if we're going to do this national reciprocity, then there maybe needs to be some kind of national standard as a whole as to what kind of firearms you can. Because aren't there like some states you can have an AR-15 in?
I can have a state here. I can have it here.
And standardize the certification process.
I'm talking about a pistol. I'm not talking about a fucking rifle. I'm talking about a concealed pistol.
Right.
Like it's on my person, on my waist. I'm not going to a business that has decided not to let me carry my weapon in, like Macomb fucking Mall. Fuck you, motherfuckers. Yeah. I will never go back to Macomb Mall.
Well, they're getting an H&M. I'm going there.
Yeah. Well, good for you. You don't carry.
That's right.
But I'm carrying if I go to Macomb Mall. Fuck that. But no, I'm not going to Macomb Mall.
There, my dick's registered as.
But that's the whole point. The whole point of it is like it's a concealed. Key word here is concealed.
Right.
It's concealed. Like I respect the fact that a business, if they want a gun-free zone, okay, that's fine. Yeah. Like I just try to avoid it.
We had this weird couple that would come into Guitar Center every once in a blue moon, and they had pistols on them, like fully visible.
Open carry. Yeah, we're legally open carry state.
Yeah.
You don't even have to have a license for that.
Really?
No, you can buy your gun, have a legal gun, have it on your hip, as long as no piece of article of clothing covers it or anything like that. You're gonna get harassed.
I checked with the manager, and he's like, "It's fine." Like,
yeah.
Just don't make a scene about it, because they're just waiting.
That's what they want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are. Yeah.
I'm not saying they're going to draw the gun on me, but they're going to tell me what their rights are.
Yeah.
They're going to whip out a copy of the Constitution out of the other holster.
It's not illegal in Michigan to openly carry a firearm.
Yeah.
Of any sort, unless it's like an illegal firearm. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, I can carry a fucking AR-15.
It's the concealed carry that you have to get certified for. Then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which I'm totally fine with. Mm-hmm. I have no problem with that. I don't have a problem with anybody who owns a gun having to get certified for it. I know that sounds like that goes against my libertarian fucking beliefs, but I'm okay with that. The problem is it's not going to make it any more difficult. See, the more laws you give, it affects the law-abiding citizen. It doesn't affect the people that it's are not law-abiding.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to stop if somebody wants to drive from Texas to L.A. to shoot something up. It's not going to stop that. It's going to happen regardless.
No, it's just basically like saying, like, okay, there's 1.7 million new CPL holders in the United States every single fucking year.
Yeah.
So, 99.9% of those people are educated, law-abiding citizens.
Right.
Like criminals don't get a CPL. They just carry the fucking gun. Like it just, what do I need that for? So I don't know. I'm for it. It would be more like a driver's license than anything. I mean, every 5 years I have to go prove that I've trained and blah, 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 blah.
Now, if we can get that national reciprocity going with medical marijuana cards.
Amen, brother. Problem is like at that point, is it, okay, you got a medical marijuana card, can you have a concealed pistol license? No.
I don't know. Probably not.
No, you can't, and should you be able to? Because I can go get oxycodone or I can go get some fucked up prescription drug. You know, that's where the question comes in, you know.
Yeah, like if you're on antipsychotics, can you still carry a pistol? Probably.
But it's kind of like saying that you shouldn't have a driver's license if you have a medical marijuana card.
Right.
Like, yes, you could do irresponsible things with that combination.
Right.
But we do have systems in place to try and prevent that, but...
Oh, no, it's not to prevent it. It's not to prevent it. It's to fucking enforce it. I wouldn't say prevent it, because it doesn't prevent it.
To try and, I shouldn't say prevent. You're never going to, I guess that is part of my point, you're never going to thoroughly prevent it.
No, I mean, it's, people who are going to do crazy shit are going to do crazy shit.
Right.
Right. Even if they made guns illegal in this country, it wouldn't solve anything.
No,
because,
right.
I mean, the drug war proved that shit will still get into the country one way or another.
Even more so.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be a higher profit margin now.
Exactly. Now
and there's no taxes. They don't pay fucking taxes. You know, like motherfuckers. They don't even pay for the law enforcement. It doesn't even pay for the fucking law enforcement because it's not like these cops get the drugs and resell them or anything like that. It's just it's a write-off. You know, like, oh, okay.
At best, it's a fringe benefit for them.
It's I don't know.
Take a look home.
I just wish they would fucking take this much care in education, because if we just educated people better, like, you wouldn't have, like, that's the drug war. That's how you fight the drug wars. You fucking educate the people better. And, like, you gotta, I don't know how to fix that. Again, I'm just making suggestions out of the top of my fucking stupid blue collar ass, you know, whatever. Just, I don't know how to fix it. I'm just saying, if a dumbass like me can say, educate people and you're going to reduce the amount of drugs, you know, like, okay, there you go. Why are these kids not interested in schools in inner cities? Because there's, you know, gangbanging going on. Why is there gangbanging going on? Because there's no father figures. Why are there no father figures? Because they were gangbanging. Why are they, you know?
Well, Dr. Drew had said before, we watched him on the Weedsman on Nancy Grace, and they were talking about marijuana specifically, but he said basically, I don't care what you make legal. Yeah. Whatever society wants to make legal doesn't matter. It does not change my job. Right. I'm a doctor. I will deal with the consequences regardless.
Right. Yeah, it's not on us to decide what is right and what isn't. It's on them to deal with the consequences of it.
In general, if you have a majority say that weed should be legal, you're going to have a good portion of the population disagree with that.
I just think if you, like, regulated the drugs, you know, like, there's going to be less chance my kids are going to be able to get their fucking hands on it.
Well, right now in Portugal, they're doing what everybody is always. It's one country that's doing what people have always talked about. Right now in Portugal, everything's legal.
Who the fuck pays attention to Portugal?
Well, we need to start because apparently it's going pretty well.
Well, yeah. Look at fucking Colorado.
Yeah, $700 million in sales last year, by the way.
And how much of that was taxed? All of it.
Most of it, yeah.
And it all goes to what, schools, I think?
Schools? Yeah. They made so much money, they're batting around giving some money back to the fucking citizens.
Right. You could knock out a fucking sales tax for that.
There's an idea.
Yeah, you know, it goes back to what I was saying a year ago. Once they're washing their hands in gold-plated sinks in the Colorado legislature, the rest of the country their ears might perk up. Huh?
You want a cash cow? Don't fucking raise sales tax. Fucking tax pot. You know? Legalize the shit, regulate it, and tax it. There you go. You can fucking, there's for your roads. Fix your fucking roads with weed. You know?
Shit.
There's roads, there's schools.
There's the politicians get to drive around in Escalades with drivers, and they got their big houses, and they get their fucking fancy everything and whatever, you know.
Plus, it's another lobby to bribe them. Exactly. The marijuana lobby.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm sorry, Aaron. Cannabis.
Cannabis lobby, yeah.
Yeah.
Smoke our way to a better infrastructure. That should be somebody's platform, but nobody's had the balls to do it.
Do it, Aaron.
Well, even the governor of Colorado is like, this was a bad idea. They're showing them the piles of money. He's like, yeah, but you know, that's dirty money.
Hey guys, thanks for listening, thanks for clicking, thanks for liking, thanks for sharing, thanks for subscribing for free by clicking through the iTunes banner on ChristopherMedia.net. Thank you for telling a friend. I probably already said that, but that's how important it is because that's how podcasts work. We drop every Monday and Thursday. Check out all of the other shows on ChristopherMedia.net. So stay tuned, thanks for listening, and we will catch you next time.
If you enjoy this show and want more people to know about it, head on over to iTunes, leave a comment, and rate it 5 stars. Make sure you like and share us on Facebook, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter. Just search for Christopher Media. Thank you in advance for supporting Christopher Media by clicking on the PayPal button and by clicking through to all the sponsors who support ChristopherMedia.net. Most importantly, we would like to take the time to extend an extra special thanks to you. Christopher Media could not exist without your support. Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net, and thank you for listening. Christopher Media. Let's make some noise.
The sweet aromas of the apple fritter, cinnamon roll, and blueberry muffin are hard to resist. So making it home without reaching in your McDonald's bag is no easy task.